Hey, what's going on, guys? Wanted to shoot a video talking about Kurv Investments, ETFs, and their distributions for October. So if you're not familiar with what Kurv Investments are, I definitely would go check out their website. They have a suite of funds. I think it's up to 6 or 7 now, but very similar to Yield Max. They are offering these ETFs that kind of are derivative based. They are going to create you monthly income via dividends, as well as generating income from selling option premium on the underlying. So I would definitely go check out those funds and do your own research. Obviously, now this is not investment advice. I just kind of wanted to show some light on their most recent news article and their distributions for their funds. So you can see here in the article, they posted it a couple of days ago on October 22nd, but their funds that they announced are Tslp, Nflp, which is Netflix based, Aapy, which is Apple based, Goop is Google based, Amzp is Amazon based, and Msfy is Microsoft based. And then this Kurv Tech Select, this is one of their newer funds. It's kind of more of like a strategic where they're going out and kind of selecting stocks that either have momentum or don't have momentum, and selling premium on those funds based upon that. So it's more of a growth fund. I don't think it's yielding nearly as high as some of the other ones here. And something to note, I think the highest yielder of all of these is less than 25%. Most of them are somewhere between 12 and 15%. Yeah, so looking at the numbers here, I'll open up a spreadsheet after this and just kind of see how they compared from the previous month. But you can see the first one on the list is Tslp coming in at 49.25, Netflix, Nflp 53.89, Aapy 29.41, Goop 37.02, Amzp 37.08, Msfy 33.48, and KQQQ at 14 cents, 14.05. Let's go to the spreadsheet here. So all of these funds are right on 20 some dollars here. So I apologize. This is their starting price back in as of January 2nd. You can see that data there. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see. Okay. Let's see. But I don't know if that helped or not. Okay. Either way, though, so this is where they started at back in January. This is where they're at right now. So this has kind of been the price return. Tesla looks like the only one in the red for the year at down 29%. All these other ones are up as far as price return goes. So 23%, 3%, 6%, and 6%. Distributions per year. These are all the distributions that have been paid out year to date. And this is kind of their estimated yield. You'll understand quickly with these funds that, typically, they vary a lot. It looks like some of these have been pretty consistent, but a lot of the funds in this space kind of vary. So just kind of take these numbers with a grain of salt and understand that, based upon the market, these numbers can change pretty significantly. So looking at the first on the list, Amzp, Amazon, looks like last month they paid out 37.61. And this one, they paid out 37.08. So there was a decline for that one. Not much, but there was definitely one. Next one on the list, same thing. They paid out more last month for Apple, coming in at 29.41 this month. Same thing with Google, 37.69 versus 37.02. Same thing with Microsoft. It was a decline at 34.25 compared to 33.48. Netflix 556 compared to 5389, decline there. And last one on the list, Tesla 5158 compared to 4925. So it looks like they all declined this month. So that is something to note there. I didn't kind of keep track of their price return of the month. Maybe the fund kind of appreciated more. That very well could be as well, as the market's kind of been pretty hot here recently. And then scrolling over to the right, I kind of calculated the price return plus the distribution return. Netflix is the leader this year at 39%. Amazon 18%, Apple 15%, Google 14%, Microsoft 10%, and then Tesla is 14% in the whole, including distribution. So Tesla's been getting smacked around a little bit this year. So do keep in mind though, this is not including taxes, so that's something you'll have to assess. And then also it's not including, like, if you were to have dripped these funds. These numbers are calculated just based solely from the price return and the distribution return. Okay, we'll go back to the website real quick here. See if there's any other data in this article we could talk about. I don't think so. But obviously just understand your risk with investing in these funds. They're not going to quite, you're selling covered calls. So like in a bull market, obviously it's not going to outperform the underlying stock. And that's kind of expected with these vehicles. Sometimes they will outperform them, but I think for the most time, if we give them enough time, the underlying is going to outperform. Please understand the taxes. Yep. And disclaimer, always, definitely not a financial advisor here. So definitely do your own research and make sure you understand the risk of these funds before investing into them. So, yeah, we could take a look at one of them real quick here. So this is Amazon. It's pretty similar for all the other ones as well, but they do pay monthly, once a month. Looks like it's in the fourth week of the month. And the ex-dividend date for these funds were yesterday, October 23rd. And I do believe that they're going to be paid out tomorrow. Actually, no, they paid out today. So there was ex-dividend date of October 23rd, and the payment date was today. Gross expense ratio, pretty high here at 1.15, but the net is coming in at 0.99. Trading volume net asset value 2868. Yeah, so these funds are all around the $20 range. But yeah, so a lot of other data in here that you can come check and look out. You can see their holdings, see kind of what strikes they're selling at. I'm not going to go through those today, but it's all available on their website. Definitely go check that out if you're interested in some of that data there. Okay. Actually, scrolling down a little bit further, we can kind of get an assessment back from October, so as of October 23rd, which was actually yesterday. So they did just recently update this, but it looks like they're holding a lot of treasury bills, big chunk of their fund there. And then they, it looks like they are doing synthetics. So they purchased the 190 call. They sold the 205 call. And then they sold the 190 put. So this is a synthetic strategy that they're mimicking, owning Amazon. So it doesn't look like they're actually owning the underlying itself. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. So just keep that in mind here. Okay. All right, guys. So that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you got some value from it. Definitely go check out Kurv ETFs. Let me know what you think down below. Is price return important to you, or whenever you look at these high income funds, kind of like the yield max funds, are you just more worried about the distribution yield? Me personally, I like an investment that I can kind of exit without, if I ever need to exit later down the road. I think these funds will definitely be a better option because, the NAV erosion isn't as significant as some of the other ones. I don't necessarily care about a higher yield at this point. I still definitely want growth, and growth is still my number one priority at this point in my investing journey. But needless to say, let me know what you think down below. Any comments, questions, put it down below. Would love to hear any feedback. And if you're interested in these types of funds.